Hello, everybody, and welcome to Luminate Home and to today's activity, which is dancing. My name is Chris, and I will be your instructor for today. Don't worry, you don't need to have had any experience in the world of dance. This is all just about letting yourselves go and having a bit of fun at a time where we need to let ourselves go and have a bit of fun. So all you'll need to do is just clear a little bit of space in your living room, perhaps, and that's what I've done, and maybe find a chair. Some of these exercises you can do standing up, or you can sit down, or you can stand and sit, or you can use a chair even as support. Specifically, we're going to go back to the 1920s style, the Charleston era, 100 years ago, my goodness, which was a fantastic era for music and dance. And obviously it came in at the end of the First World War, at a time where, again, people needed a lot of light relief. So it's very applicable. Before we start, though, just make sure that you're doing everything safely in your own environment. Make sure you have enough space to do it. Watch out for trip hazards, watch out for objects, watch out for people, all those things. And obviously just do everything at your pace and level that you feel comfortable doing at. The video, you can stop at any time. You can pause it, you can rewind it. So if I'm going too fast for you, just, stop it and rewind it, or just do it a slow version, okay? Just make sure you're doing it all very safely. So no splits today, no pirouettes, nothing like that. That's not necessary at all. So what do you say, people? Should we give it a whirl? Let's go back to the 20s. Okay, let's start with my first exercise. This is actually just a warm-up. I'm going to do this sitting down, but you can stand up for it if you want, or you can start seated and end up standing up, or vice versa. It's up to you. Just remember to do it at your pace, at whatever level you feel comfortable doing it at. So yeah, a warm-up is just that. It's a warm-up for the body and also for the mind. So some of these exercises, they're all very gentle exercises, will make you think a little bit, and we'll just make sure that you're still awake. I should also say that this is literally the first time that I've ever taught a class in this manner before. So it's a learning experience for us all. So apologies if, the camera falls or the music goes off at the wrong time and all the rest of it. This is going to be a unique experience, but hopefully one that we can continue. Yes, and these are also not earrings. I just realized they look like massive big earrings that I'm wearing today. They are in fact my microphones. But of course, feel free to accessorize in whatever way you want. And remember, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Okay, let's start with an upper body warm-up. Hands up. Okay, all we're going to do is we're just going to push the hands forward and back, and forward and back. That's it. Just go forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back. Good. Let's go with one hand, then the other one. Okay. You don't have to go this fast. You can go slower if you want. You can also take it up in the air as well. Just try all the different variations like that. Good. Right. Now, pinch the fingers like this. Okay, so all you're doing is just pinching the fingers. This is a really good one just to isolate each finger and shake out the cobwebs from the hands. And even go a bit faster. Okay, and now turn it into a little count. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, and roll the fingers in, and we'll do it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and roll the fingers in. Let's do a little bit faster. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and roll again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and roll, and open and close. And as you do it, bring the hands forward. Good. Just gently getting all the joints moving in the arms. Good. Feel free to put some shoulder groove in there as well. Good. Just reaching up. Yeah. Okay, try palms up, palms down, or palms up, palms down, palms up, palms down, palms up, palms down, and then just slowly bring the hands up in the air. Push up and down, and push down, and shake it out. Okay, so we're on to the second exercise now. This is still just a warm-up for the legs this time. I'm going to stand up for this one, but of course remain seated if you have to. Or you can also use the chair as support. So if you have a chair, you can use the back of it, either using both arms you can support, or one arm, then the other arm. See how you go with that. But I'm going to get rid of the chair just now. And again, just follow me. See how we go. I hope that the light. I hope you can see me. I've got a light here, but it's. I think it's too bright. So let's maybe just ignore that and see how we go on. Okay, right. Okay, starting by tapping the toes. And keep the upper body nice and relaxed. Shoulders back, head up, smile. And try the same thing with the other foot, okay? So just warming up the ankle here, just gentle exercise. Okay, let's do a little twisting on the heel. If you can. Good. Try the same with the other foot. Good. And now go with one foot, the other foot. Quite tricky, that one. Both feet. Good. Toes on the ground, up and down, and up and down, and up and down, up and down. Go into a little march. Good. And go with heel, toe, 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 heel, toe. Into a march and bring up the knees and finish it right there. Okay, third exercise, which is still really a kind of warm-up. This time we're now looking at upper body and lower body. So this will really kind of make you think a little bit. Don't worry if you get muddled up. If in doubt, just do the funky chicken or something. But just follow me. I'm going to start with the legs. Once you've got the legs going, I'm going to add in the arms. Just follow me and we'll see how we go. Okay, great. Okay, we're just marching on the spot. If you can, bring up the knees. Okay. Once you've got your feet going, we're going to bring up the hands. You can just use one hand if you want, or two. Okay. And the first thing that we do is we touch the heads, then the shoulders, then we cross, uncross. Go again. Heads and the shoulders and cross, uncross. Just keep doing that until you feel comfortable. And once you have got that going, now you're going to go to the thighs. You're going to go thighs and shoulders and cross, uncross, and again. Thighs and shoulders and cross, uncross. Keep going with the thighs and the shoulders and cross. Now go back to the heads and combine the two together. So you're now going to the thighs and the shoulders and cross, and then back to the heads again. Heads and shoulders and cross, uncross, and then thighs and shoulders and cross. A little bit faster. Let's see how we go. Heads, shoulders, cross, uncross. Thighs, shoulders, cross, uncross. Heads and shoulders and across, uncross, and the thighs and the shoulders and across, uncross, and one up, one down. Why not? Let's just see what happens. Here we go. It might all go completely wrong, but that's okay. And well done. Okay, so now we're all a bit kind of warmed up, the circulation is going. Let's start looking at the Charleston Step, okay? This is a glorious style of dance. It will feel a little bit unusual if you've never done anything like it before. And in its kind of full form, it's kind of all this twisting action on the feet, and the heels are out, and the arms are going crazy, and there's spins and all sorts. But we don't need to do any of that. We can just take it right down to a nice, kind of more simplified version. And I will also say that the twisting action, should you want to try it, really only works if you don't have a carpet. So if you have a carpet, I would avoid the twisting action completely. But let's have a look at the basic steps and see how we go. So all I'm going to get you to do is put your right foot forward, then the left, and then back with the left, back with the right. You're stepping forward with the right, then the left, and the right. Step, tap, step, tap, step, tap. If I turn myself sideways, you'll see what that looks like from the side. You will see that my head is in one position. My feet look like they're going away from me. That's very much of the style. Okay, so getting those leans in there. If you can. Right, turn to face you again. So we've got step, tap, back, tap. And again, whatever happens, just keep your head up. Don't look down at the floor. Otherwise, you will end up on the floor. Good. If you want to take up the pace, don't worry about the arms yet. We're just going to get the feet going. Just keep the upper body quite loose. Okay. Good. Right. You'll see it looks like I'm on a tightrope. My feet are one foot in front of the other and behind. Again, just be careful how you do this if you're going to try it. Right. And just take it back to this one again. Okay. We're just going to keep going, but we're going to add the hands to it this time. So all I want you to do is just swing the hands from side to side like this. Step, tap, and step, tap. Good. You'll see I'm using a little bit of shoulder action in that as well. So I'm just swinging the arms. And you can even take them a little bit wider. Just watch out you don't take out anybody as you're doing it. Good. And also, you can change the shape of your hand swing so it can look like you're washing the windows. I definitely need to wash my windows. You can then just do it with one hand as well, like this. And same with the other side. Good. And both hands going round in the circle and reversing as well. Good. And then take it back into a swing. Swinging, that's it. And maybe even above the head as well. Just swinging like so. If you have neighbors, give them a good old wave. That's the one. Okay, and take it back into swinging. Okay, I'm going to turn to slight angle again so you can see what I am maybe doing with the feet there and the leans. Okay, you can even go around in a circle. Okay, swinging the arms, tapping the feet, swinging the arms and tapping the feet, swinging the arms, tapping the feet, swinging the arms, tapping the feet. Good. Again, just do what you can with this. Okay, Charleston steps, that's your Charleston basic step, okay? And as I said, you can do it from your chair as well. If you're doing it from the chair, you're just simply going step, tap, and step, tap. You'll see that if I am sitting down, I tend to be putting my hands on my thighs like this and just bringing my weight forward. It just avoids me kind of going into a little slouch there. I'm literally on the edge of my seat in so many ways, okay? So step and a tap and a step and a tap. From the side, step and a tap and a step and a tap and a step and a tap and a step and a tap. You can even get the little swinging legs in there as well, if you can. It is slightly easier if you have longer legs to do some of these things. If you are struggling to touch the floor, you can just do it on the spot. You don't need to travel forward with it. It can just be on the spot. Yeah. And then you can get the hands in there as well. Just wash the windows, wash the windows, wash the windows, wash the windows. And if you feel particularly adventurous, start winging it. Be careful with that one because you do need to use a lot of core strength. So don't fall off your chair. Okay, so there is a little introduction to Charleston Step. Next. Okay, so now that you've had a little introduction to the Charleston basic step, let's move on to the next exercise. We will actually put all these exercises together at the end to make a little mini routine. However, this next exercise is inspired by another dance craze from the 1920s called the black bottom stomp, and it involves just a bit of contact with yourself. And remember what I said right at the beginning, if you're doing any of the contact stuff, just make sure that you're doing it with a light touch. So no bruising. I don't want any bruising today. Thank you very much. So let's see how we go with this. Again, you can do this from the chair, and I'll show you that variation as well. Okay. Okay, first of all, just start by really picking up the feet and stepping, okay? And bend the knees if you can, okay? Then stack your hands on top of each other like this. You will see that I've got energy and electricity right to the tips of my fingers here, okay? So don't forget about the fingers, don't let them just hang. Keep them nice and strong and jazzy, okay? Right, so now from here, all you're going to do is just bring up the knees. Oh, actually, you're making contact here with your thighs. Okay. Good. Good exercise, this one. Engages the legs, upper legs. Okay, let's try 2 on each side. Yeah! Okay, from here, second variation of this move involves hitting the ankles like this. Now, this is quite a tricky one to do, okay? You don't have to hit the ankles. You can hit just the outside of the leg like this. And you obviously also don't have to do alternations. You can just stick with one leg like this, or one knee, up to you. Good. And the third variation is just one hand hitting the opposite leg like this. Good. Okay, let's put the 3 of those variations together. So we got this one, and the second one, which is this one, or hitting the knees, so outside the knees. And the third one, which is this one. Good. Keep those hands up and not engaged, keep the head up. There is actually a 4th variation, which involves going underneath the knees, but we don't need to do that one today. Okay, good. Well done. Okay, also, just showing you how that would work from your chair as well. Obviously what you've got there is the same idea. You're just bringing the knees up to meet the hands like so, okay? You don't even need to bring up the knees. You can just hit like this, and likewise hitting the outside of the knee, picking up the heels in a lateral direction like so, and also the variation where we hit opposite hand to leg. Okay, I have one final exercise for you before we put a little mini routine together. And this is kind of going back to the Charleston again. You've already looked at the Charleston basic step, which was this one, okay? The legs and swinging the arms. You've also had a look at some of the percussion elements of the stomp here. We're going to return now to one of the most iconic moves of the 20s. You may not have thought was attributed to the 20s, and that's what we call the monkey knees, or the bee's knees, or the jelly knees, or there's loads of different names for them. So I'll show you how it goes first of all, and then I will break it down. What's really important with this move is that you make sure that your posture is in the right place. So When I get into the move, even though I'm kind of leaning forward slightly, I'm still keeping my back flat. Okay, so I'm making sure that I'm bending my knees, and I'm also keeping my head up. That's really important too, because if I start to look down, then I end up going down onto the floor. So keep your head up, whatever happens, and it might all go completely wrong. Anyway, so this is what it looks like. It looks a bit like this, okay? But also you've got some levels that you can throw in there. You can even start walking with it, okay? But those, let's not get too excited. Let's just start nice and straightforward with a nice steady beat. Let's stick on some music. Okay, so again, knees bent, head up, and all you're doing is, this is all your knees are doing, okay? Just going in and out, which is hardly the most glamorous move in the world, let's be honest. Okay, right, that's what the knees are doing. Your hands start either on your thighs or on your kneecaps, okay? Depending on where you feel comfortable. Watch that wherever you place them, you're not actually hugging, onto your knees. You're just kind of placing them. You should still be able to see all the 5 fingers like this quite clearly, okay? And all we're doing is we're bringing the knees together, the hands cross, and then you open the legs, bring the hands together, bring the knees together, and the hands uncross, okay? And then you just repeat that. You go out, in, cross, out, in, cross, okay? Out, in, cross, out, in, cross, like this. And then you'll be able to identify that your hands are only crossing or uncrossing when your knees are together, okay? See that? So knees come together, they cross, knees come together, they uncross, and so on and so forth, okay? Okay, just shake your back out if it starts to get too much, okay? I'll show you that again. And eventually your mind and your body will take over, and you'll go into automatic pilot, and you'll be able to just have like conversations about anything whilst doing it, okay? And then you can start adding the levels up and down, and chatting about your day. You can maybe even start walking around in the spot and seeing how you go with that. Okay, there are so many options. If you want to do it from your chair, there are little modifications that we make to this one, okay? So you can just take it into something which looks a bit like that, okay? You can even add a little clap with it. Or you can try doing this, but again, it just depends really what you're wearing, okay? So just be careful how you do that one. Okay, very good. Okay, I think it is time for us to put a routine together based on some of the moves that you have just done. Remember, just interpret it in your own way, and if it all goes wrong, just flap your hands about or clap your hands about, just do whatever you feel that you want to do. Okay, we are starting with a swing finger. Okay, swing finger is not the same as disco finger. It's a completely different era. Swing finger is a little bit lower, and it shakes at the wrist, okay? And at the same time, we're going to tap our feet out and in. Decide which side of your body you want to move. It doesn't even have to be arms and legs. You can just go with the hands or the feet, up to you. But our first 8 counts are thus: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay. From here, you are going to do the Charleston basic step. Okay. Oh, and also just to remind you that if I am going too fast for you, you can stop and pause, rewind, and then catch up. That way, you have the luxury to do that. Anyway, second 8 counts, Charleston basic step. So if you remind yourselves of that, it's just step, tap, back, tap, step, tap. One foot in front or behind the other, if you can make it. Swinging the arms from side to side, keeping the electricity and the energy in the fingers. So we're keeping those flapper hands right up there, okay? You can get the kicking or the hitching of the heels. Remember, don't do any of the twisting. Don't attempt the twisting. If you're on a carpeted floor, it doesn't really work, and also might ruin your carpet. So not a good idea. So those 8 counts go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's put the two together so far, and you have this. 6 and a 7 and an 8. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and a 8. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and a 8. From here, you're going to do the Charleston kick step, which is exactly the same as the basic step that you've just done, but you're going to put a kick in there instead of a tap. So where you have just been going step, tap, back, tap, step, tap, back, tap, you're now going to go step, kick, back, tap, step, kick. Now I'm going to turn that to the angle so you can see that a little bit better. It goes step, kick, back, tap, step, kick, back, tap. You'll see that I'm also going with a flexed foot. That means the toes are coming up towards me, not pointing down. Just gives a little bit of welly, okay? And likewise, when you're doing that kick, throw the hands up in a slightly more expressive fashion. So with the Charleston step, you've been going like this. Return to the angle again. But with the kick step, you're going to go like this. Yeah, okay? Woohoo! Don't be afraid to make those vocalizations and tell your neighbors that you're there, okay? Those three elements so far go. 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8. Tap and a 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 tap. And the Charleston step. Charleston, Charleston, Charleston. Now the kick step. 1, woo, yeah. 1, woohoo. Oh my goodness. Right. Third or the fourth section, after you've done the kick step, is our little percussion stomp section. So we're going to go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8, followed by the second variation, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8. And with that second variation, you can go to the ankles, obviously, as well. Okay, so that little stompy section goes like this: 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7, 8. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7, 8. And that comes in after your kick step. So let's try all those elements together from the top. 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8. Charleston, Charleston, Charleston. Kick step. 1, woo, yeah. 1, woo. And then into the knees, and then into the ankles, 1 and a 2, or the outside of the knees, whichever is more comfortable, okay? How is that? Only a little bit more left to do. From here, you're going to go into your little wobbly knees, okay? So you've just done 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and a 8. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5, 6 and a 7 and 8. You can add all different elements to that if you want to add the levels, okay? If you find this really complicated, just go like this. That's absolutely fine, okay? Just remember, as I said, keep the head up and the back flat, okay? Knees bent, okay? So that follows in after this section. So you've just done 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4, 5 and a 6, 7 and an 8, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8. Let's put the whole thing together. So far we have 5, 6 and a 7 and an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Charleston, Charleston, Charleston. Kick step. 1, woo, yeah. 1, woo, into the knees, or these first knees. 6, and then into the ankle hits. Good. Blah, 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 now into the wobbly knees. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8. Yeah! And finally, you just finish it off by just doing a little freestyle Charleston, okay? Just moving around the room, throwing your hands up in the air, or if you're sitting down, just keep throwing your hands up in the air, kicking your legs out. It's all about just letting everything go. Shall we put it all together with some music? Let's see what happens. All the music that we've been using in this has been royalty free. So I haven't actually been using my normal playlist. I can recommend some brilliant tracks to use though. Anything by the Pasadena Roof Orchestra has a lot of brilliant 20s stuff in their repertoire. Obviously, the Charleston song itself, Sam Levine's got a brilliant version of that. So feel free to use that. Tracks we're using for this aren't particularly well known because we're not, they're royalty free basically. Okay, let's find a substitute for the Charleston. Here we go. Okay, are you ready? 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1. Woo! 3, 4, woo! And then it's the knees. And then it's the ankle hits. Good. And then into the monkey knees or the bee's knees. And then into your freestyle Charleston, all the way around the room. And now we're going to repeat the whole thing from the beginning. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! Woo! Yeah, into the knees. 8. Ankles, 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 and these knees. Into the Charleston, any old way, round in a circle, and just wave them up. And let's just continue with the basic Charleston step, just going round in a circle. What? Good. Swing the arms. And thank you very much. You have been wonderful, everybody. Thanks for joining us on our little Charleston adventure. I hope you've had a good time. I have been Chris. You've been fabulous. That is just a little flavor. I mean, it's a massive era of music and styles. So hopefully you've enjoyed that little taster. So stay well, stay safe, and stay physical. Thank you very much. See you later.